how many of you guys play a sport or dance or anything physical? Basically everyone. So you all know the feeling when you wake up in the morning and you get out of bed and you're like, oh my God. And you're so sore, you feel like a zombie walking around the school. Mentally, you're dreading practice the next day, and it's just not fun. Well, I am here today to inform you a way to get past that and make your mind and body feel great by doing yoga. First, I'm going to talk to you about some common myths with yoga, and then I'm going to talk to you about like what yoga is and history and some different types of yoga, and then I'm going to talk to you about why people do yoga. So, how many people, when they think of yoga, they think of some guy like this? Some like crazy hippie dude chanting some hymns and well, that's what I first thought of too. But then I realized like that really anyone can do yoga, and it actually has a ton of benefits. And yeah, do yoga. I got most of my information from the American Yoga Association and from researchers who have done like research on yoga themselves. Okay, so there's a lot of common myths about yoga, so we're gonna do some true or false to see what you guys know. So, Josh, true or false, yoga is based on religion?
Me.
No. You were right, that is false. Yoga was started a long time before there was any religion. It was like started 5,000 years ago, but then ended up like some religions like Buddhism and Hinduism ended up like adopting some yoga practices. Natalie, true or false? You have to be flexible to do yoga.
I'm gonna say false.
That is also correct. You don't have to be flexible to do yoga, but when you are, it's a lot easier to do some like the harder poses. But the more you do yoga, the more flexible you get. And yeah, like yoga is defined as having 8 branches or limbs. True or false?
True.
You're right, it is. These are the 8 branches. The most like common one is asana, which is like the actual like physical exercise, but then the other ones like pranayama is the breathing exercises, and dharana is the concentration, and then there's different ones like proper breathing and like good diet. So yeah. So what is yoga? Yoga is, it's kind of hard to define. The yoga like back then is a lot different from yoga now. Back then yoga is more like focused on religion and spiritual stuff, but now people just do it to like get physical exercise and be in shape. But yoga means to join or yoke together, and either way it's talking about like the body, the mind, and the spirit like all coming together as one. The history. According to Laura Douglas in 2007, yoga started in India more than 5,000 years ago, and they noticed that they found like yoga poses in like stone walls and like caves. So people like started doing yoga before there was actually writing. And then Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism all adopted it. And then there's known to be like 5 periods of yoga: the Vedic, pre-classical, classical, post-classical, and modern. And there's a lot of different types. According to Jay Simpkins in 2003, there's over like 100 different types of yoga. The most common one is Hatha yoga, and that's what people think of when they hear yoga. That's just like all like the physical movements and like the breathing. And then there's also a yoga called Bikram yoga, and that's a yoga where you go into the room and it's like 100 degrees in there. And so like right away you start sweating, and they do that because the warm air is supposed to help like loosen the muscles, and so you can stretch better. And plus, it's helped to like release the bad toxins in your body, like sweating them out. So why do people do yoga? There's basically the two main reasons. The more like spiritual side, which is to find your inner self, to connect spiritually, to bring the body, mind, like breath together. Or people do it because there's a ton of benefits for it. Some of the main ones I put: attention and memory increases, relief from depression, stress, and anxiety, improves sex for all you crazy cats out there. Concentration improves, better sleep, self-acceptance and mood increases, weight normalizes, and just the list goes on and on. This is basically the main reason why I do it. Here's a picture of like some NBA players doing yoga. This is the prayer twist, and yoga really is supposed to improve your strength, balance, and flexibility, and your coordination. So it is really helpful. If it makes like you feel better and it helps with like basketball, I don't see like why not do it. You know. So who can do yoga? Basically, anyone can do yoga. So that's why you guys are gonna do yoga with me. So Kaylee's gonna help me, and I don't know how we're supposed to do this. Everyone can just come up here. Yeah, everyone can come
Yeah, this is the sideways frame.
Okay, you're gonna have to spread out.
Try not to get Is the camera in the way?
Garrett's right in front of the screen. Okay, you're good.
Okay, so this is one that's on P90X yoga, which is what I usually do, and it's called the right angle pose. And so, yeah, this is basically. So you're gonna start down like here.
I can't do that in my jacket, it's too tight.
Okay, and then you're gonna take your right leg and like bring it upwards. And then you're gonna
Oh, my pants are right.
so you're like this,
You're swinging your leg.
and then you're gonna put your right arm just resting, and then you're gonna end up. You're gonna bring it down so it's right by your foot, and you're gonna bring this leg or this hand way up. And then you're gonna end up bringing your left leg behind your back. Your left leg. Oh yeah, your right arm.
Your left
And
arm.
then you're gonna grab your right arm that's on the floor with your left arm that's here, so you're gonna bring it in.
I can't do this even in class.
Great stuff.
We can do the other leg if you want to, or
Maddie just didn't want to say anything.
one leg trying to get out.
Yeah,
Alright, let's do the
the
other
other
leg.
leg.
So start with your left leg and put your left arm right in the inside of your foot, and then bring your right arm all the way up. And then put your right arm behind your back. And now bring your left, connect them. Now hold it right there.
30 seconds.
So I told you guys some myths about yoga. I told you guys like what it is, the history and the different types, and then I told you about why people do it. So if you guys aren't afraid, you go past the 5 minutes of stretching before practice. Now you know a way to make your body and mind feel great.